Hello everyone, this is Gene and I'm back with a new video. A video that I honestly did not want to make. Right, I'm making this video mainly for documentation purposes. But I quite literally just came home to a virtual death threat. I come home after a long day of work, hot, sweaty commute, literally dripping in sweat. This is why I'm wearing this shirt. I don't usually wear dress shirts, coming home from work, I sit down, I check my messages. I see 3 messages from people who I know, who I follow me, we regularly converse, and then I get this message, right? And it's from this account. I'm not gonna say the name. You can look at the screen and see who it is. And this person says, "Can I kill you? I've always wanted to kill a subhuman conservative." So just for those who want to know, I have reported this image. I've reported it. I've blocked this account. I've documented the email that Twitter sends you when you report somebody. So I am taking the appropriate necessary steps, and I am documenting everything, which is part of the reason why I'm making this video as proof of documentation. That this was, seen and it was documented and it does exist, right? So while this individual seems only to have only joined Twitter this month and only has 5 followers, I take stuff like this seriously because this is a legitimate death threat, right? It is a threat on my life, and I don't appreciate that. I don't appreciate being threatened because, first of all, I'm not a conservative. I never have been. I was raised a Democrat. I'm from the ghettos of New York City. You're raised Democrat just by principle. And in my 20s, I became apolitical, and that's what I still am to this day, at nearly 40 years old. But more importantly, even if I was a conservative, or even if this was sent to an actual conservative, it could be Shapiro, Candace Owens, whomever. This is a disgusting thing. First of all, it's legally one of the stupidest things you could ever send to somebody because it's easily documentable. You can take a screenshot, which I've done. You can save the screenshot, which I've done. You can inform other people, which I've done. You can potentially inform the police, which I may very well do. And just in general, it's a very dumb move to send a message like this to a former paralegal major who's worked with and for attorneys for nearly 15 years. Just saying, it's not exactly the smartest thing to do to give me evidence that you have threatened my life over politics I don't even have. But even if I had those politics, this is an absolutely reprehensible thing to say to any conservative or to any Democrat, Libertarian, Independent, or whatever else a person politically can be. You can disagree with the philosophy, you can disagree with the core tenets, you can disagree with people, but to send someone a death threat is not only illegal, but it is also morally reprehensible. And I know that doesn't mean much to people these days, especially online, but it means something to me, especially when it's for something that I've never been. I've been a lot of things in my life, but I've never been a conservative. But still, no conservative deserves this. No conservative, no Democrat, no independent, no anarcho-capitalist, no anarchist. No one deserves to receive a message like this. And I am the first person to tell you that I don't like politics or politicians. I view every politician, regardless of what they say, regardless of their party, as an elected oppressor. But I have never once called for violence against anybody. And I've never advocated for or supported violence. And I won't. I refuse. I mean, look at just what happened recently. Someone trying to take out Trump permanently takes out another individual. A man, I think his last name was Campatore or something to that effect. He was a firefighter. And you have individuals like Destiny, disrespecting this man's memory, all because he was a conservative and he was at a Trump rally. You don't have to agree with a man's politics to understand that he is still a human being. And Campatore did not deserve to die that day. Trump didn't deserve to be shot at. And if it were Biden or Harris or Bernie or someone else, they wouldn't deserve it either. No one deserves that. Political violence does not solve anything. All it does is just give more reason for more violence to come from the other side, right? It's literally the old saying, violence begets violence. And I find the words of individuals like Destiny, you know, showing blatant disrespect for life, right? Celebrating death, right? People saying, oh, you know, I wish the shooter had gotten Trump. Absolutely reprehensible. Absolutely disgusting. But I don't hate them as human beings. I feel for them. I feel bad for them because to be so consumed with hate, so consumed with hating someone you don't even really know, being so radicalized that you don't see a human being anymore. You see a threat that must be exterminated. And you celebrate someone else dying for absolutely no reason, all because they have politics that you don't agree with. It's a terrible thing. And it shows you just how divisive and just sincerely, how deadly and how dehumanizing the rhetoric around politics has become. As somebody would even attempt this, okay? We need to stop. We need to stop with this, okay? Gabby Giffords got shot and was nearly killed in 2011. Just 2 years ago, the former Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe was assassinated. Violence does not solve the problem. If you're upset about some politicians' politics, taking them out is not going to help you because guess what? Someone just steps in. Look at JFK. The government didn't fall apart after he was taken out. LBJ just took over. You don't help yourself. You don't help yourself at all. Whatever it is you think you're trying to achieve. And dehumanizing people does not help at all. All it is hate. Okay? Conservatives are not subhuman. I don't agree with conservatism. I'm too much of a rebel and liberal-minded in several areas to be a conservative. But they're not subhuman. Same way Democrats are not subhuman. Same way independents are not subhuman. Same way politicals like myself are not subhuman. We're human beings. We're human beings that may have different opinions about how things should run, what things should be addressed, things like the border crisis. Should it be open border? Should it be closed? Is it somewhere in the middle? Should it be better vetting? Yeah, there's always going to be debates. And no side is ever going to truly be happy, especially when the side that they don't support, right, is in power. That's just life, right? But to send anybody a message like this shows just how lost you are as a person, right? Just how radicalized, sincerely radicalized, whoever the individual behind this is, has become to think that this is the answer. Okay? Death is never the answer. Because guess what? If someone's dead, they can't change their mind. If someone's dead, they can never come to a realization. They can never stop hating if someone is dead. And again, from a legal perspective, you've just given me a lot of evidence to present to the authorities. So to whomever did this, I don't think they'll see this video, but if they do, I kindly suggest you stop. Not only just for my sake, but for your own as well. Because I work with it for attorneys. Once I show them this, believe me, they'll bring the hammer down. You won't like it. Please don't make me do that. I will say, though, that if this individual continues, because so far it's just been one message, but if this individual continues, or if other individuals get involved and it blows up, understand that I will not be making regular videos about it. I will handle it the same way that we handle matters in my actual job, right? Which is internally, which is quietly. I'm not going to do what others do and argue this in the court of public opinion or the court of Twitter opinion. So understand that if you don't hear me talk about this often, there's a reason why, right? Because if it evolves into something worse, I'm going to handle it the way a lawyer would, or the way a lawyer would advise me to. And lawyers typically advise you to stop talking. So that may very well happen. So don't be surprised if I don't talk about this much moving forward, because I'm going to handle it the same way we would handle a matter of my job, which is confidentiality, need to know basis, right? Also, and I hope it doesn't come to this. Again, I hope that this is a one and done simple type thing, but if it becomes something larger, I may lock my DMs. I may even go so far as to delete my Twitter account if necessary. Unlike many, I am not bound or tied to social media, right? I'm not monetized. I don't give money. I don't take money. I'm not gifted money for anything I do or say on social media. While I certainly would be sad to delete my account because I've met many wonderful people through it, in the end, if that's what I have to do to keep myself safe, and again, I hope it doesn't happen, but I'm just putting the message out there that if I have to, if this evolves and I feel at the best way, or I am advised, whether it's by police or attorneys or whatever it is, at the best way to proceed is to just nuke my account, whether it be Twitter or YouTube or whatever. I have absolutely no problem doing that because I'm going to put my safety first. So just understand that if you suddenly don't hear from me, or if you can't reach me via the DMs, or God forbid you look me up and it says, this account no longer exists, understand that's why. Again, I hope that doesn't come to that. I hope I'm just giving a warning that ultimately never needs to be heeded. But if it does, please understand. I have a life beyond Twitter, and I'm not going to risk that life for Twitter. There are much more and bigger things to worry about than Twitter, and I'm not going to die for it, quite frankly. But anyway, I hope everybody's doing well regardless. Forgive me for constantly wiping my face. I am sweating like a sinner in church. It's been hot as sin here in New York. We're stuck in like a 2-week heat wave, and I am so done and over it. But yeah, other than this death threat, my day was okay, if a bit sweaty. So I hope that you're all right, and please stay safe, especially if you're online. Stay safe. Again, maybe you want to lock down your DMs. I don't know, but yeah, take care of yourselves, and I will give updates if and when I feel I need to. I sincerely hope that I don't have to talk about this much anymore. But yeah, we will see what happens. And more importantly, I hope that uh, cooler heads prevail and that people of reason, which I have tried to be. I'm not perfect. I'm no saint. Excuse me. But I have tried to be a reasonable person. And I do hope that reason prevails and that divisive, dehumanizing, violent, actual credible death threats like this don't become the norm. It's already sickening to see people celebrating a man's death because he was a conservative and wishing that a political candidate had been killed because he's a conservative and a lot of folks don't like him. No one, regardless of their political position, deserves that. We're supposed to be a civilized society. A civilized society can solve its political problems without violence. You can have a debate without dehumanizing people. I am not subhuman. Conservatives are not subhuman just because they don't share your views. So I sincerely hope that the individual behind this account, because someone said it's a burner account, I don't know. It could be a bunch of things. But whatever person is behind it, I sincerely hope you get help. Because this is no way to live. Threatening other people's life, their actual life, their physical safety, is no way to live. Worshipping death and wanting to murder people is no way to live, because you are so lost that you've come to dehumanize others who aren't like you and view them, as you wrote yourself, as subhuman. They're not subhuman. They're human beings just like you. They have a right to life and peace, and they have a right to their political opinions, as much as you may find those opinions reprehensible. I have a right to my political opinions and to my life and to my safety, even if you don't agree with me. Because in the end, we're all human beings, and we have a right to life and to safety, right? Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. None of that says, and kill people who don't agree with you. Learn to live instead of hate. If you're going to kill anything, kill your ego. Kill the darkness and hate in your heart that leads you to write reprehensible death threats like this. If you're going to kill something, kill that. But anyway, that's the video. I hope to see you all in the next one. Have a good day and night wherever you are. Bye.